हॅलो, आवाज येतोय?
हो सर.
Yes, sir.
लास्ट लेक्चरला आपण मेथड ऑफ सेक्शन बघितलेलं होतं. तर मेथड ऑफ सेक्शन परत एकदा घेऊ आपण, त्याच्या स्टेप्स आणि त्याच्यावरचा एक प्रॉब्लेम आपण घेतलेला होता तो परत एकदा कंटिन्यू करू. त्या अगोदर तुम्ही मेथड ऑफ सेक्शन बघितलं असेल अशी अपेक्षा करतो तुमच्याकडून. मेथड ऑफ सेक्शन आणि मेथड ऑफ जॉईंट या दोन्हींपैकी फक्त एकच मेथड कोणती तरी करायची पेपरच्या दृष्टीने, दोन्ही मेथड करायच्या नाही. पेपरमध्ये जर अनालिसिसचा प्रॉब्लेम आला ट्रस्टचा, तर कोणत्याही एका मेथडने ते एक्झाम्पल जे आहे ते सॉल्व्ह करायचे. Method of movement is also known as method of section. This is very important when your exam is objective type. जर एक्झाम असेल तर त्या ठिकाणी मेथड ऑफ सेक्शनला मेथड ऑफ मुवमेंट ही म्हणतात. हे तुम्हाला त्या ठिकाणी माहित पाहिजे. फर्स्ट स्टेप इज नथिंग बट ड्रॉ FBD of a truss. I will say once again that this FBD should be as larger as possible. स्क्रीन दिसते प्रत्येकाला?
Yes sir.
Draw FBD of a truss as larger as possible. Then second, check stability of a truss. All of you know how to check the stability of a truss. That is n is equal to 2j minus r, this formula. By using algebraic, by using equilibrium condition, you can find out all the reaction which is included in different type of truss. That is summation of fx is equal to 0, fy is equal to 0, and moment at any point is equal to 0. Then fourth, fifth, and sixth is very important step as per your method of section is concerned. Here you have to draw and section line, means you have to provide an section line which is passed from minimum 3 member. आपण मागच्या लेक्चरला बघितलं का सेक्शन लाईन जी काही पास करायची आपल्याला ती मिनिमम म्हणजे कमीत कमी 3 मेंबर मधून जास्तीत जास्त 3 मेंबर मधून गेली पाहिजे. म्हणजे 3 मेंबर पेक्षा जास्त मेंबर मधून जाता कामा नये. किंवा दुसरी एक महत्वाची कंडिशन आहे, पेपर मध्ये जे मेंबर मधले फोर्स विचारले असतील तुम्हाला त्या मेंबर मधून ती सेक्शन लाईन गेली पाहिजे. आणि पाचवी स्टेप, फिफ्थ स्टेप इज नथिंग बट ड्रॉ ट्रस डायग्राम with a section LHS having dotted line. We have seen in last lecture, after the passing of section line you have to draw truss diagram once again having LHS is dotted line. Then you have to apply movement at such a point that two forces or two members is having zero movement and one force is unknown force. Then likewise you have to draw a force diagram, force table diagram. Here serial number, member, magnitude, and nature. Member is nothing but the member which is included in the truss and the member which is asked in exam. And magnitude is nothing but the value of that member, and nature is nothing but whether it is compressive or in tensile nature. Then this is nothing but the one of the example which we have taken in last lecture. Here determine the force in EF. व्यवस्थित काळजीपूर्वक बघा EF कुठे आहे, FC कुठे आहे आणि BC कुठे आहे. तर आपल्याला या ठिकाणी
सर आवाज व्यवस्थित येत नाही.
हॅलो हॅलो हॅलो,
आवाज येत नाही सर व्यवस्थित.
येतोय आता? येतोय?
हो येतोय सर आता. येतोय.
डायग्राम व्यवस्थित बघा. डायग्राम मध्ये EF FC आणि BC लाईन कुठे आहे बघा. त्याच्यामध्ये पहिली स्टेप प्रत्येकाला माहिती आहे, ट्रस डायग्राम ड्रॉ करायची आहे. ती ट्रस डायग्राम ड्रॉ केल्यानंतर ड्रॉ करायची म्हणजे काय आहे तशीच काढून घ्यायची आहे. फक्त ज्या ठिकाणी हिंज सपोर्ट आहे त्या ठिकाणी दोन फोर्सेस द्यायचे, दोन रिएक्शन द्यायच्या, आणि ज्या ठिकाणी रोलर सपोर्ट असेल त्या ठिकाणी वन रिएक्शन. हियर ऍट A point there is hinge support, that's why your reaction will be two, horizontal reaction and vertical reaction. At point D there is roller support, that's why at point D there is vertically upward only one force is present. So after the drawing this FBD diagram, your FBD should be as larger as possible once again. Then step number 2, how to check stability of a truss. You know that n is equal to 2j minus r. Count the member in that truss. The number of in this example, the number of members are 9. J is nothing but the joint. If you count the joint, then it will become comes out to be 6. Then here A.2 reaction and D.1 reaction, total reaction will be 3. Solve 2j minus r. When your 2j minus r is equal to number of members, then your truss is stable truss. Then step number 3, you have to find out a different reaction by using equilibrium condition, that is summation of fx is equal to 0. If you see carefully this truss diagram, then horizontal force is present only one, that is horizontal reaction at A point. This only one reaction can be included in summation of fx is equal to 0, that is RAH, horizontal reaction at A point, is equal to 0. Then summation of fy is equal to 0, upward positive, downward negative. If you see this diagram, then here at A point there is vertically upward force, at B point there is vertical downward force, also at C point there is downward force, at D point there is vertical force. You all of you know that when we use summation of fy is equal to 0, when you see carefully this truss diagram, upward force should be taken as positive, downward force should be taken as negative. That's why vertical force present at A point will be taken as positive. Then at point D there is vertical force upward, it will be taken as positive. But at point C and at point B there is vertically downward force which will be taken as negative. In this by this law we can form the equation Ra plus Rd is equal to 8.88. This is nothing but what the equation number 1 which we have get due to summation of fy is equal to 0. Next very important condition is nothing but algebraic sum of moment at any point is equal to 0. Any point means what? Whether your reaction is unknown at A point and at D point, your reaction is unknown, so you have to find out movement at A point or D point. Here we have find out movement at A point, so the movement created due to this reaction, these reaction, horizontal reaction and vertical reaction, is 0. So if we come to at point B, the movement created due to this 2.22 will be positive, means it will be rotate clockwise, so it will be positive. Movement is nothing but force multiplied by perpendicular distance. Here force is nothing but 2.22 and
आले आले इतकं का नाही झालं
screen this day. Plus here if you see this truss diagram, here truss diagram is included by vertical downward force at point C. Due to this C force, your truss diagram or your truss will be rotate clockwise, so it will be taken as positive, here positive value. Then movement is nothing but force multiplied by perpendicular distance. Force is nothing but 6.66 and perpendicular distance is 3 plus 3 6. Here we have included this 6. Now if you go to the last point which is D, at D point there is vertically upward force present. Due to this upward force, your truss diagram will be rotated anti-clockwise, so it will be taken as negative. Force multiplied by perpendicular distance. Here force is nothing but Rd and multiplied by perpendicular distance. Here value of perpendicular distance is 9 is equal to 0. Here you know that this moment of A point gives you one equation which consists of only one unknown. You can solve this unknown by using calculation. Rd is equal to 5.18. If I put this 5.18 in the equation number 1, then you can get Rav, means vertical force at point A. The vertical force at point A is nothing but 3.7. Then step number 4 and step number 5 are correlated. That is, you have to draw and section line, and also you have to draw an FBD having LHS is having dotted line. Here this is nothing but the truss diagram, and we have apply and section line such that minimum 3 members will be passed. And second condition to pass this section line is nothing but this section line should be passed from unknown forces, that is EFC, EF and BC. Now here step number 6. If you understand step number 4 and step number 5, step number 4 is nothing but to draw section line. step number 5 is nothing but to draw this FBD included section line having LHS dotted line. Then we will go to the step number 6, that is apply movement. Here you should note that this method of section is also known as what? Method of movement. Before that, what is movement you should know. Movement is nothing but force multiplied by perpendicular distance. Here the number of points are there. You have to apply movement such a point that your unknown, out of 3 unknown, 2 unknown should be 0 and 1 unknown should be included. So if I apply the movement at point C, then what will happen here at point C? The how many forces are present over here at point C? 3 forces, means BC, EFC and 6.66. The movement created by these 3 forces will be 0. So here perpendicular distance is 0. If I apply movement at point C, only one unknown force will be comes out here. F EF. EF means what? Force at point EF. Here, due to this FEF, your truss diagram will be rotate anti-clockwise, so it will be taken as negative. FEF multiplied by 3. 3 is nothing but what? The perpendicular distance. Then 5.18. This is nothing but the vertical reaction at point D, second force. Due to this second force, your truss diagram will be rotate anti-clockwise at point C, so it will be negative. Here, if I solve this example or this equation, we will get the value of EF. The value of EF is negative, so it will be taken as compressive nature. You all of you know what we have taken in last lecture. If your force is negative, then it will be taken as compressive nature. If your force is positive, then it will be taken as tensile nature. 2 unknown will be 0. Here, if I apply the force at point F, if I apply force at point F, then EF will be 0, FC will be 0. Only one force unknown will be present, that is FBC. Here, FBC can be found out. Due to this FBC, your truss will be rotated.
स्क्रीन नाही दिसत आहे.
एक मिनिट. दिसते आता? स्क्रीन दिसते का?
हो.
At point F, जर मी movement वापरली, तर at due to this BC, your truss will be rotate clockwise, so it will be taken as positive. But here, remaining 2 forces are nothing but 6.66 and 5.18. Due to this 6.66, your truss will be rotate clockwise, so it will be taken as positive 6.66. Multiply by perpendicular distance. Here, the tricks to find out perpendicular distance is nothing but find out your force is vertical or horizontal. Here 6.66 vertical, so your perpendicular distance is horizontal. Here perpendicular distance is 3. Now by using RD, your truss will be rotate anti-clockwise. Due to this RD force, your truss will be rotate anti-clockwise, so it will be taken as negative. You know that movement is nothing but what? The force multiplied by perpendicular distance. Here force is nothing but what? The value of RD and multiply by perpendicular distance, means here RD is vertical and perpendicular distance is horizontal. You have to measure the distance from F point to D point. Here horizontal distance between F point to D point is nothing but what? 3 plus 3 means 6. Here only one unknown is there, that is FBC. You can find out FBC by calculating this equation. FBC is 3.7 kilonewton. It is positive, so it will be taken as tensile. So it will be tensile. How many forces are asked to find out here? 3 forces, means FEF, FBC and FFC. Here 2 forces we have find out already by using these movement equation. Now I have to find out this FFC. How to find out this FFC? You know that if you see this diagram carefully, you can conclude that this FFC is nothing but inclined force having angle 45 degree. So here all of you know, when your force is inclined, then you should resolve this force into the horizontal and vertical component. Now here we are concerned with only vertical component because we will use only summation of F is equal to 0. Upward force positive, downward force negative. You can use horizontal force is equal to 0, but by using both equation, the value of FC will be same. here I have used summation of fy is equal to 0, upward, positive, downward, negative. See the diagram carefully, truss diagram carefully. How many vertical forces are present over here? Only 3 forces, means RD 6.66, and here the vertical component created due to this FFC, means here FFC sine 45 minus means what? This 6.6 is goes to the downward side, negative. So at RD point, at point D, RD forces there, vertical force will be vertical upward force will be taken as positive. FFC will be 2.09. It is untensile nature because of what? The sign is positive. Now I have find out 3 unknowns which they have asked in the question. Now see the question. They have says that find out the forces in member EF, FC, and BC. I have found out by using these 6 conditions or 6 steps. Now second last important and very easy steps, nothing but to draw force table. आता महत्वाची गोष्ट ही
क्लिअर नाही येते.
फोर्स टेबल जेव्हा तुम्ही ड्रॉ करताय तेव्हा महत्वाची गोष्ट ही का तुम्हाला पेपर मध्ये मार्क जे भेटणार आहे ते पूर्णपणे फोर्स टेबल आणि पहिली जी आपण एफबीडी काढलेली होती ती एफबीडी काढून भेटणार आहे. मधले जे कॅल्क्युलेशन आहे हे पाहण्यासाठी त्या ठिकाणी वेळ नसतो त्या एक्झामिनर कडे. त्याच्यामुळे तुमची जी स्टेप नंबर 7 जी आहे आणि स्टेप नंबर 3 फोर्सेस फाइंड आउट करायला लावलेले होते. स्क्रीन दिसत असेल प्रत्येकाला. 3 फोर्सेस फाइंड आउट करायला लावलेले होते म्हणून सिरियल नंबर 1 2 3 आलाय. मेंबर या ठिकाणी जे फाइंड आउट करायला लावलेले होते ते मेंबरचे नाव या ठिकाणी टाकायचे. मॅग्निट्यूड बाबत तुम्ही या ठिकाणी इक्वेशन नंबर स्टेप नंबर 6 मध्ये जे काही मेंबर्स फाइंड आउट केलेले असतील त्या मेंबरची व्हॅल्यू या ठिकाणी टाकायची. आणि मेंबर जर निगेटिव्ह असेल तर कॉम्प्रेसिव्ह नेचर लिहायचंय. मेंबर जर पॉझिटिव्ह असेल तर टेन्साईल नेचर लिहायचंय. आणि एक्झाम्पल याच ठिकाणी एंड करायचं नाहीये तर हे मेंबर जे हे आपल्याला पुढे पुट करायचे स्टेप नंबर 1 मध्ये ज्या ठिकाणी आपण एफबीडी काढलेली होती. फर्स्ट FEF इज कॉम्प्रेसिव्ह नेचर, दॅट्स वाय इट इज टुवर्ड्स द पॉइंट. Here FC is nothing but tensile nature, it is away from the point, and also FBC is nothing but tensile nature, it is also away from the point. By this 9 condition or 8 steps you have to analyze your problem, your truss diagram problem. मेथड ऑफ सेक्शन किंवा मेथड ऑफ जॉईंट मधून जी सोपी वाटली तुम्हाला ती मेथड कंटिन्यू करा. बाकी थोडासा जे काही नोट्स पाठवलेले आहे तुम्हाला ग्रुप वरती ते नोट्स बघा. दोघातून एक जी मेथड सोपी वाटत असेल तुम्हाला ती मेथड कंटिन्यू करा. आज आपण मेथड ऑफ सेक्शन संपलंय आपलं. अनालिसिस ऑफ केबल चालू करणार आहे आपण. त्या अगोदर आवाज येतोय तुम्हाला सांगा कोणतरी एक जण.
सर खूप कटतोय तुमचा आवाज.
कट होतोय.
क्लिअर नाही सर काहीच.
येस सर.
येतो आता. हॅलो हॅलो हॅलो.
येस सर आता येतोय.
अरे घरी रेंज नसते तर वावरात आलेलो आहे तुमच्यासाठी तरी रेंज येत नाही असा विषय. आवाज क्लिअर
सर
येतोय
ते
का?
गुगल मीट वर नाही येत असं दिसतंय.
गुगल मीटचा प्रॉब्लेम हा आहे का त्याच्यावरती ऍडमिट ऑल म्हणता येत नाही, रेकॉर्डिंग करता येत नाही. खूप प्रॉब्लेम आहे त्याच्यामध्ये.
नाही सर इथून रेकॉर्डिंग करता.
येते सर रेकॉर्डिंग करता.
लॅपटॉप वरती
हो सर भोसले
किती
ते
सर?
त्याच्यावरच येतात.
बरं पुढच्या लेक्चरला आपण ट्राय करू मग गुगल मीट वरती.
हो सर.
चालेल सर.
फाईल शेअर करता येते पण त्याची.
हो
येते
सर
सर.
येते करता. आणि त्याच्यावर इतकं डिस्टर्बन्स पण नाही आहे जिथं झूम वर येतोय.
नाही डिस्टर्बन्स कसं इथं आहे ना रेंजचा प्रॉब्लेम आहे. राहणार आहे ना रेंजचा प्रॉब्लेम आहे त्याच्यामुळे ते त्याच्यात डिस्टर्बन्स येणारच आहे. बरं ठीक आहे. मेथड ऑफ सेक्शन आणि मेथड ऑफ जॉईंट हे व्यवस्थित करा दोघांपैकी एक कोणतं तरी. आपण आज अनालिसिस ऑफ केबल चालू करणार आहे. अनालिसिस ऑफ केबल मध्ये एक स्क्रीन शेअर करतो, 2 मिनिटं.